Hello, Mark Crossfield here. In my hands today, we're going to test up the Ping G25 3-wood. So this is the 3-wood that I use at the moment against the Ping i25 Fairway 3-wood. So we're going to compare the difference. Both are set at the same loft. See, I don't know if I want to change. We're going to hit them and get some numbers with GC2 HMT using Pro V1X, Titleist Pro V1X balls, the balls I play. So we're going to get some real data to see which one should be in my bag. Definitely at the moment, the G25 I enjoy. I've got no problems with it. I hit it really well. I just want to see if i25 does anything more. And I'm quite interested in these racing stripes on the top of i25. So let's check them out. Let's get stuck in. Right guys, two Ping 3-woods, i25, G25. So slightly feels like a deeper head in i25, slightly smaller head. It feels like kind of sleeker, thinner, flatter, slightly more stretched back in G25 on the design. 2 bars in the back of i25 where you just get this kind of nodey, sticky out bit at the back with a weight at the back on G25 over i25. i25 has the changeable neck, so you can move the loft half a degree up and down for fine tuning. I think it's half a degree in the fairway. And G25 just comes as is, you can't change the neck around. Putting them down by the ball, G25 definitely more stretched back at the back, slightly bigger presenting by the ball. i25 looks sleeker and comes with the funky racing stripes, which I am really enjoying at the moment. So I'm going to hit these two, see how they feel. Really looking forward to seeing what the numbers are like, because I want to use i25, I think, because I just love the racing stripes, but G25 performs so well for me on the course. Why would I change something to perform so well? So if we get the same performance, then I might go for the one I prefer the look of, but we're going to test that. Let's start with G25, the one I play. What I like about G25 is I do feel like I can hit it from a variation of lies, from the tee, from the fairway, some not the best lies on the fairway as well, because it does hug the ground really nicely. I'm not particularly the highest ball flighted player in the world, and this one does feel like fairway hits. I'm going to get it up in the air, no problem. So let's hit G25. It does everything I expect. It's so easy to launch. I get good carry distance on it because of that launch, and I do feel like I could pick it from those different lies. I'm not a massive fan of the lineup line on the top of G25, never have been, these kind of curved arrows. But like I say, the performance is so good, I can just ignore those lineup lines. Let's give it another hit. I mean, G25, hit that really well. G25 to me feels like it could totally appeal to many golfers, certainly when you're hitting it from the ground. The only thing is with it from the tee, you do have to tee it up very low. I often knock a bit of ground up, so I'm just hitting off a nice setup lie rather than a tee with this club. From the tee, I do feel like I could get roofing it a little bit if I'm not too careful, or I also feel like I can pull it a bit from the tee. I like to hit this one from the ground. Let's give it one more hit. So really, it's a case if you hit your 3-wood from the ground or the tee more a little bit, isn't it? And I'm definitely more from the ground because I've got no problem hitting my driver off the tee. Okay, 3 good hits there. I do like that club and it produces good numbers for me. So look, here we go. So I'm interested in this one, i25. Racing lines, definitely the big change for this club. Slightly prettier, smaller looks, but it does feel deeper. Feels better off the tee. Not sure if I'd get it from so many decent lies from the ground, which is what we're going to have a test with. Let's give it a hit. It's a great flight on that. It definitely doesn't look quite as high, but certainly going forwards. Now, racing stripes, these 2 lines on the top, Ping say they have a positive effect. I've played with the i25 driver with the racing stripes, and I've actually really loved them. They do let me see kind of pass, aim. It makes me visualize direction of shot. They do really help. They're subtle enough not to be too gary down by the ball, but they do make you really feel like you can visualize the shot a bit more. I do like what they do. Definitely feels like a bit more forward flight. I'm very intrigued, which we'll see in a minute, to see if I can get the distance that I need for my 3-wood to keep up with G25 from this club, because I do like the look of it. One more hit. I just love those stripes. They really help me visualize path and swinging towards the target. So 3 pretty good hits there with i25. So look, let's get on using the Titleist Pro V1Xs with GC2 HMT. Let's show you some real data. I'm really intrigued to see what this comes out like. So we're going to go and hit some and then I'll present some data with it. Can't decide between them. I think G25 definitely more for a wider range of handicaps, but just I'm loving the racing stripes. I want the racing stripes. Let's check these numbers out. So let's check out the performance of these two clubs. So if we look at i25 Freewood, average carry 236 yards, pretty impressed with that. Launching at 14 degrees, spinning at 2.6. Loving those numbers, really good. Peak height 34 yards, comparing to G25, the fairway I use at the minute. So 12.7 degrees launch, slightly lower launch to the 14. Interesting that that one you would think would launch higher, but I'm launching the i25 higher on these 3 shots. I've done more than these 3. Lots of people, someone says, oh, you can't do it on 3 shots. I do a lot more than these 3. I just get 3 which are closer to comparison to give you guys some ideas. I could do 20, but there'd be so much data there. It would take all day to dissect it. So 14 degrees with the i25, which is interesting, lower with the G25, a little bit on strike. 3.8 spin on G25 to the 2.6 spin with the i25, so higher launching, lower spin, so that's why it's 236. Average carry with G25 223. So definitely, I mean, I've got a miss hit in there, only carrying 219 in the middle shot, so it would be up nearer, say 230, 225 to 230, but 236 i25 Freewood's going in the bag. I love the racing stripes, which the G25 hasn't got. I quite like the little squat, slightly small head. i25, no competition there for me, going in the bag, and I've loved my G25, hit lots of good shots of it. To get that out of the bag, I'm shocked. So Ping have surpassed themselves here for me. Now look, again, that higher spin, 3.8 spin for lots of golfers with slower club head speeds will help them get a bit of air time, bit of hang time, keep the ball up in the air a little bit more. So these are my numbers for my club head speeds, my delivery. You need to get out there and test them yourself. I'm not saying i25 is better than G25, blanket statement. I'm saying for me, on the tests I've done, I can see i25 going in the bag over G25 because the numbers I'm getting, the distance I'm getting is a little bit more and exactly where I want it to be. Peak height 34 yards with both as well, so the peak height with both clubs is the same as well, and that was what I was worried about, the i25 going in a little lower, but it's not, it's getting up to the same height. Really interested there. I'm actually quite happy because I'm I'm looking forward to getting the i25 in the bag. I wanted it in there, I just didn't think it could beat G25. Glad I've done this test. You should be doing a similar thing. If you are buying clubs, spending your hard-earned money on this equipment, get out there, get tested, get the club to suit your game. Thanks for watching, guys. Post comments down below. Love to know what you got to say, but I'm racing striping all the way. I'm just fully racing striped up at the minute. Love to speak to you. Love to hear what you've got to say. Sorry, post your comments and we'll speak to you soon.